good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you happen to be watching. My name is Rudy Reese. Welcome to the Six Bugle Podcast. I'm here with my host, Christy Hensler. Christy, how?
Hello. I'm good. I'm feeling inspired today. I just led a webinar for small businesses for about building teams, dream teams, and team dynamics. So it was
Excellent.
good to pour into some people. So there you
Yeah,
have it.
excellent. That sounds great. Always something that's needed, right, for the
Yes,
businesses and entrepreneurs and things like that. So that's great. So we're getting close, Christy.
I
The
know.
Six Bugle conference in Ohio is like 4 weeks away.
Four
Crazy.
weeks from today, we will be sitting in that room together.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's exciting.
very, very excited. So I want to run down some of the topics that we're going to be talking about. So we're going to have Jeff Smith from WTOL Channel 11 News. He's going to be talking about communications. He's based out of here in Toledo and a very great speaker. I happened to have a chance to see him do a presentation at the Perrysburg Chamber luncheon, and a very, very good speaker. So he's looking forward
Nice.
to joining us. I'm going to be talking about fireproofing your workflow using AI, and I'm going to I sent out a questionnaire, and we're starting to get some of the results back. So looking forward to
Good.
the results of that so that we can be very specific to help you out there and what you do on a regular basis. And then on Thursday, we have Jonathan Downs talking about legal issues, things that are happening now in the fire service for this area. So very, very informative. We have a couple commercial breaks with our sponsors. They're going to be talking about their products. So we're still trying to tighten those down. Phoebe Sloan's going to be talking about mindful movement, chair yoga, and general practice for stress relief. As you recall, she was on our podcast recently, so very good information that she's got provided for us, ready to go. And then we also have a EAAA panel to talk about some of the things that you're dealing with, some of the things that you should look out for as a new executive assistant and things like that. So that's going to be very interesting. And then, of course, Christy's going to close out with her supercharge your relational and emotional IQ on Friday. So a lot of good stuff. We're looking forward to it. We have some a good number of people that are going to show up. A lot of new people, Christy. So
That's
that's
awesome.
a good thing. Yeah, a majority of them are going to be brand new. So we're looking forward to that. Hopefully, we'll get a lot of good information that's spread out so that we can spread the word. And we're still taking
Yes.
reservations. So log on to our website, www.the6bugle.org, and you can register there. Also, the hotels rooms we still have number of rooms blocked at the lower rate, so looking forward to that. So today's topic,
Yes.
Christy, you want to talk about 5 levels of delegation? Let's share
I
with.
do. Yeah, so a lot of times delegation is such a powerful tool in our lives, in our business and personal lives. There you really can't separate them. And a lot of times I think we don't delegate because we don't know how to delegate, or we've been burned in the past. We think, oh, we delegated something and the person didn't follow through, they didn't do the job right, they let us down, all of those things. And I think the first distinction we need to make is the difference between abdication and delegation. And I had to learn this the hard way myself too,
Yeah.
because a lot of times when we delegate, we think, okay, I just gave this to this person to do, but we didn't give them any parameters. We didn't give them the tools or the resources to do it, and so delegation isn't just handing something to somebody and walking away. And I think when we can understand that, we can be more empowered to actually delegate the right way and because delegation done right is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And so, I do this all the time, even in my personal life. I got a message yesterday from my daughter's horse trainer, and she was like, hey, what are you doing this fall? I need to hear from you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I knew I had already put that in my daughter's hands. And I said, hey, my daughter messaged you. You were on vacation and you said you'd get back. So I thought that. And she goes, well, she is talking to me, but you're the one that pays the bill. And I said, well, I'm master delegator. I know she's 13, but like she's talking to you because I told her to. So please
Right.
deal with her. And so,
Yeah.
because we don't need to carry everything. And so I love these levels of delegation. These are from Michael Hyatt, and we can include this PDF for you. But they
Great.
really, if you can, use these I've had people that use these in their work, they'll print them out and you can even go over these. These are great even for a new employee or a new team member that you can actually be specific, like, hey, I'm level 1 delegating to you. And they know exactly what that means.
Sure.
So let's go through them one by
Okay.
one.
All right.
So level one is just you're asking somebody to carry out the instructions. You want them to just do exactly what you said to do. You don't want them to deviate. This is something that you already know exactly what needs to be done. Could be a trainee, somebody that lacks experience, or this just could be an area that you've already made a decision. It's like, just please go do this and report back to me that it's done. So that's just the simplest, straightforward level of delegation that doesn't really give that person any ownership in it or decision making in it other than to go do it and come back to you. So
Okay.
that's level one. Level two is research and report. So this is where you have some confidence in the person that you're giving this to. And so you want them to research the topic or gather information and report what they discover. And then you two will discuss it together, 2 or 3 or however many people are involved. And then you still have ownership of making the decision and telling them what to do, but you're giving them a little bit of ownership of, go do this, give me some feedback, and then we'll talk about it. I'll make a decision, and then you can go do it.
Good.
And so that's where you're, again, giving them a little bit, but you're still making the decision.
Right.
So as you can see, this is far, especially the first 2 levels are far from abdication. These are still, you are very involved in the process. You're just not doing all of the work.
Right.
And then level 3 is research and recommend. So this is, again, sending them out to research everything and giving you the pros and cons, and then telling you what they think, that, I researched this and this is what I think we should do. And then you have the option to agree and move forward or to override their decision. You're still not empowering them at this point of level 3 to just make the decision. You're still kind of have the trump card on that, if you will,
Right.
but you're asking them to recommend what they would recommend. So that
Good.
would be level 3. Then you move up to level 4. This is where you're getting to a high degree of confidence in your delegate here. This means make a decision, but communicate back to me what you did. Like, I trust you to do the research. I trust you to make the best decision, but keep me in the loop. Like, let me know what was done. I don't want to be surprised finding out about this from somebody else or something else. And so you need to be aware of the actions here, but you're not dictating anything. You're giving them the ownership of doing it. You just want to be in the loop. So
Right.
we're really moving up there to really, and then the final level would be level 5, which is act independently. So this is where you have complete confidence in that person. There's no need for even follow up. This is where you're like, make whatever decision you think is best. I don't need you to report back to me. I trust you completely. Just, you have my full support. Take it and run with it.
Right.
And so it's very important as you're delegating at any level of task or any size of task to look at this and go, how much trust and confidence do I have in the person? How important is this project? And be able to, again, clearly communicate the expectations based on these levels.
Right. Right. You mentioned 2 key words, trust and confidence, right?
Yes.
And it's always going to be a major part of the relationships that you have with either
Yes.
coworker or partner or even your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the way you lay that out, and from steps 1 through 5. And it's kind of surprised me that they had to get all the way down to step 4, but
Yes.
to gain that certain level of trust and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true, they have to earn it, right?
Yes,
And
exactly.
you have to give them the opportunity to earn it. And some may get to that point quicker than others. And
Correct.
based on, their level of confidence and
Mm-hmm.
trust. And because sometimes people can't make a decision, they rely heavily on you, and sometimes they can't seem to release that connection.
Mm-hmm.
So communication is going to be huge when you start to give them that release, and give them the opportunity to fail, right?
Yes,
To
right.
fail, and that's part of the confidence piece, for them to be able to say, man, I messed up, or I made a mistake, and how can we correct this? And because you have a certain level of trust and confidence, you're going to be able to rebound from that, right?
Right.
And say, okay, let's kind of fix this, and then go from there, instead of snapping, and then, okay, you're back down to level 1.
Exactly.
And
Right.
because that's going to be a real challenge, and that's when you start to break that trust, and
Mm-hmm.
that relationship can suffer from that. No, a very good point. And yeah, let's get that sheet out to the folks here, so that they can use it as a reference, and kind of move on from there. Very good stuff. Who did you say this was from?
This is from Michael Hyatt. He
Michael
does a
Hyatt.
lot of stuff with productivity and things like that. Yes.
Okay.
So I know I've talked in some of my presentations about the Freedom Compass. That's also Michael Hyatt, but
Yeah.
he was a burnt out CEO for a book publisher for a lot of years. And so then
Mhm,
he had to kind of gain control over his time and his productivity and all that. So he's put out resources in the last decade or so with all of this.
mhm, mhm. So
So
does he mention anything about micromanagers or micromanagement and
he
how?
does in some, not in the sheet. This is just a one page simple PDF. But
Sure.
yes, I think there is a difference there between, yeah, like when to trust somebody, when not to, when to micromanage, and then different personalities. Like I'm somebody that doesn't want to be micromanaged, period. Do
Right.
you know what I mean? Because of
Yeah.
my personality, I don't want to be controlled. I just want you to trust me. I trust my skill set. And so I'm going to push back. Where
Hmm.
other personalities, you can micromanage all day long because they don't really care. But that
Right.
doesn't mean you should, because then they're
Right.
never stepping up to the plate, you know?
Right. Right.
And so I think it's a combo.
And they don't gain that confidence because they're always
Correct.
going to rely on that, and that doesn't help you because you're trying to get them to be a little bit more independent and extend your leadership abilities to give it to
Right.
people, because that's how they grow and that's how you grow. But if
Right.
they don't want that flexibility, then it becomes a challenge then too.
Yeah, because it's that competence builds confidence thing. You know, you want them to have the competence of I did this to build the confidence to the next level, you know. But
Right.
I think this gives them and you peace, especially somebody that doesn't want the responsibility or isn't a decisive person. Like they're like, okay, level one, all I have to do is go carry out the task. I can do that without the pressure. Because so many times we level one when we should be level one delegating, we level five delegate, and then it ends up being a fail for that person because they feel like they can't do anything right, and a fail for you because you feel like I can't. If you want a job done right, do it yourself, kind of thing.
Right.
Do you
Right.
know what I mean? And
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Good. And this is exactly what we do for the Six Bugle. We want to be able to help you be a better leader for yourself, and also provide information so that you can give to your chiefs and fire officers, because this is going to be information that be beneficial for them too.
yes, absolutely.
And you can share this with them and say, hey, look, here's a podcast I'd like you to listen to and see what you think. And here's a follow-up document that kind of provides the guidance for you. And also, that's the reason why I asked about Michael Hyatt, is because if they want to go further into the research,
Mhm.
they know who to go to, what kind of books to look for, and because it's always good, yeah, as I said before in this podcast, leaders are readers, and we are both readers, and we know that how much
Mhm.
value that has for individuals, for their ability to grow, and to provide that leadership for others, so that they can reach that certain level of success and then beyond to the certain level of significance, because that's where we want to be, right? Success is
Right.
about us and how we got to where we're
Yes.
at, and significance is about how we can use that success to help others grow and provide them with a certain, and that ultimately gives us a certain level of significance.
Yes, for sure. Yeah,
Perfect.
his book, one of his popular books is Free to Focus.
Free to focus.
So Free to Focus, and he also read a book, How to Hire Your World Class Assistant. So he
Wow.
is in the executive assistant space. It's a great book. I have it. It's just really how to form that partnership. So it would be a great book for EAs to read, and the leader or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's called How to Hire Your World Class Assistant. It's not a huge book, but it's very thorough.
I wonder if any of our listeners has read that book. It would be interesting to find out. If you
Yeah,
mention it in the comments. Let us know,
comment.
and
Mhm.
let us know what you think and what you thought about the book when you read it, and or if you plan to read it, let us know so that we
Yes,
can we can do a follow up with you and say, how did you interpret the information from there, so that you can
right.
become the significance and the success
Yes.
and help others grow. So that's what we're all about too. All right, great stuff, Christy. Man, you're always
Yeah.
you always you always you always bring it, right? You always bring it home.
I haven't learned all these lessons the hard way. So I don't know. That reflection turns experience into insight. It's like, okay, maybe I can not reflect and just learn the first time. So,
Yeah, and
but
that's exactly, we all are human and we all make mistakes, right? And that's what
yes,
we're trying to teach people, hey, don't make the mistakes that I did.
yes,
And
exactly.
learn from this, and I'd be happy to share my wealth of information as much for what it's worth, and let you kind of go from there. And then that way they can share, and that's how we will make the world a better place.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, awesome. I'm excited.
Great.
It's still, you guys can still sign up, or Gail, for this Ohio or Wisconsin conference. So
Yeah,
do not miss this.
right. Oh, and glad you mentioned Wisconsin. So I want to go over their schedule. So theirs are going to be on the 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Mhm.
You're going to start with an icebreaker on Tuesday, and then we go into Tracy Toffner, who's going to be talking about workstation wellness, reduce trigger points, and improve ergonomics, which is going to be very exciting. Very good information to have. Dinner would be on your own on that day. And then on Wednesday, we'll be talking about communications, a leadership game that we have from a Maxwell. A very fun game that we played with them
Yes.
the first Six Bugle conference, and everybody thought that that was very well received. So that's going to be a good piece for that. And then I bring the AI skills to you and on that second day. And then we will have lunch together, Fiesta lunch. So that's going to be fun to have. And then Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky is going to be talking about strengths through shared crisis, sworn management, and civilian administrative assistance. Dynamic speaker, very good friend of mine, and he's looking forward to speaking to you all. And then Thomas Thibodeau is going to close the day with being the best you. If you're familiar with Thomas Thibodeau, he's very well known in the state of Wisconsin. So looking forward to having him there. And then we're also going to go out to the Lacrosse Queen cruises together and have dinner on the Queen cruise. So I'm looking forward to that.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, the weather should be changing by then, and
Hmm.
colors of the trees. So that'll be a very beautiful sight to go through. And then, of course, Chris is going to close on the Thursday with her supercharge your relational and emotional IQ. So it's coming quick, Christy.
It
So I'm looking
is.
forward to it. It's an exciting time for us all, and we are just. I'm getting prepared. We have a fireplace room, and I got tables all set up so that we have all.
You have all your stuff.
Yeah, it's a huge
Okay.
mess right now, but we're getting everything ready because we want to be well prepared for both sessions. So we're looking forward to it.
Awesome. Yes,
All
I'm
right.
excited. So
Well, thank you very much. And thank you all for joining us on the Six Bugle podcast. We'll see you again soon.
see you soon.